What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wristwatch Addiction, my dumb little wristwatch channel here. Thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and take a second to subscribe. If not, that's totally cool. Watch the video. If you enjoy the video, pop a like on it so YouTube will share the content. I'd really appreciate it. On to today, what am I wearing? I'm wearing a Bulova Lunar Chronograph, and while I don't do wrist checks on the regular and I haven't used this watch in a video in a while, I wanted to put it back on because we're going to show you how to change out the battery in a Bulova Lunar Chronograph and call it a day. Because about 2.5 years ago I did a video, it was a vlog video where I talked about a new career, the career I have now. At the end of that 7 minutes, I answered a viewer question, which was, how hard is it to get to the battery on the Bulova Lunar Chronograph? That video is still up and it does very well. However, if you only want to watch the Lunar Chronograph content, you have to sit through 7 minutes of a vlog. So I thought, let's just do it again. So that's what we're gonna do, and have some fun. See you in a second. Alright, so now that you know what we're going to be doing today, I guess we'll take a look at what we're doing it to. This Bulova Lunar Chronograph I bought pre-owned off Watch You Seek a number of years ago from a gentleman who said it didn't really click with him, and I can understand that. They're large watches, and yeah, some people it just does not click with. You can see some issues on the box itself, but the internals, the watch strap, the watch strap changing tool, all the instruction manuals, all that looked pristine and brand new, and I don't exactly know how long he had it. I'm assuming he had it for only a couple of months. I had it for about 6 months when I did the original video. I've had it for about 3 years now. So let's get into it, guys. So opening it up, you can see I did the strap version. And I have a few things surrounding it here that we're going to be talking about and using for this project. The strap version and the bracelet version are housed a little differently. The strap version comes with the Lunar Chronograph flight Velcro strap and also a leather strap and a strap changing tool. I'm not sure about the bracelet version. I think it only comes with the bracelet and no strap changing tool or second strap. But having said that, none of that will affect us today except for possibly the strap changing tool, which if you have a bracelet, it makes it way easier if you have a strap changing tool, and I'll explain a little bit more of that later. But on to the watch itself. Let's take a look at it. And now that we have the watch out, you can see, as I said before, mine is the strap version. I have it on this Lunar Chronograph Velcro, which makes it a little more difficult to get to the case back. You have to sort of unthread it like you would a NATO. If I had it on a NATO, that would be super easy. I could just unthread the entire NATO and just have the watch head. But I digress. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that I mentioned previously, like this piece here. This is a strap changing tool. It's a little fork end tool that allows you to dig into the spring bar area, pop the spring bars loose from each one of those corners, and have easier access to the case back or to change out straps. But in this case, to have easier access to that case back. As the bracelet version, the bracelet would kind of be in the way for the tool. Let's talk about those tools. This one, a very inexpensive one, but kind of cool. It has a case knife for push-on case backs, snap-on case backs, and then sort of a little tension piece on the other side. And then it has your screw-on case back tool that is adjustable on one side, and you can see the left and right here both have different shapes for different case backs. But we're not going to be using that one because I don't actually love it. I love this one. This is actually my favorite that I own out of a few. And very inexpensive. I'll put a link in the description below. But the Caseback tool is much easier to adjust, much easier to fine tune. And once you get it on, just a little tension takes that case back right off. And we're going to hand screw it. You don't want to use that tool too much. You just want to use it to loosen it and then use your hand to just gently screw that off. And you can see that it does have a small rubber retaining ring. You want to be really careful with that. And then you can see you have access to your battery. In this case, it is a Seiko battery. I mean, not Seiko, I'm sorry, Sony battery. I saw the S and just went with it. At any rate, Sony battery. You want to use a toothpick to remove this battery. You don't want to use anything metal, and as you can see, I'm pointing with metal pieces, but I'm not actually touching the watch with metal. You don't want to get a phone near it because it'll magnetize the piece. You don't want to touch it with metal. That causes issues. You want to be really careful of this little clear plastic retaining ring around the edge of the movement. That's what holds your movement center. You want to be really careful about the rubber ring around the case back, that you don't pinch that, because that's your waterproofing. That's your resistance to moisture getting in. So you're going to align that case back and you're going to look at it very closely to make sure that you're not going to pinch an edge of that rubber, that rubber is fitting snugly. And then just like you took it off, you're going to hand tighten it as good as you can with your hand. And then you're going to take your Caseback tool, adjust it to what you need, put it in each side of those little divots, and then just tighten it. Now I'm actually going to tighten it a little bit more, just to make sure I've got a good resistance on it. And then after that, you're done. You have everything you needed to do. Now, that battery, I didn't really go into great detail about removing that battery. Once you pop that battery out with a little toothpick, replacing it is really easy. You could see it had a little metal retainer. You just slide the battery under that metal retainer and you're good to go. Everything done on the Caseback now. You would take your little Springbar tool like this, or a better one like this one that I actually love. I'll put a link in the description for it as well. And you'd put that bracelet back on if you did in fact have a bracelet version. This one, obviously you don't need to do that. You just close the flap and then thread it right back up. And then once the battery is in, you do want to turn it on. Make sure the chronograph functions correctly like I'm doing now. Make sure the time works. And then once you've got that chronograph correctly working, you're going to stop it and reset it, and make sure it resets to 0. If it does not, I've got another video showing you how to do that. You can look that up below. Okay guys, there you go. Battery change, or at least how to change the battery in a Bulova Lunar Chronograph. That holds true to most watches. Some have a little bit different retainer rings. Some have different pieces holding the battery on, or panels that you have to remove to get to the battery. But in general, that's pretty much it. Caseback screw on, Caseback pop on. Overall, that's your same rule of thumb to get to a battery. So I hope that's been informative. If you would like to see more content like this, or more content about that watch, let me know. I do actually have a question, guys. What do you guys think about the PVD version, the all black version of the Bulova Lunar Pilot Chronograph? I actually really like it. It's kind of expensive for the simple fact that it's just on a strap and not on a bracelet. And it's the same size. It's 45 millimeters, so it's still large. It's the same movement. It's the same water resistance. It's basically the same watch, guys, as far as the casing goes. But it does have this black PVD coating, and they have changed the dial. When they updated to the PVD coating, they updated the dial, or I should say they kind of reverted back on the dial. The Bulova logo is the original logo that would have been on the original Lunar Pilot. The dial is minus a date wheel. I mean, I don't know, guys. What do you think? We'll see you next time. Bye.